Hey you, yes you, let me pitch an idea to you real quick. Imagine this, Re:Zero, but with guns. And minus the whole isekai part. That roughly sums up the initial plot and impressions of Summertime Render. Summertime Render is a new interesting supernatural mystery shonen anime airing in the spring 2022 anime season. Summertime Render starts out as a simple story of grief and sorrow over a lost loved one, that quickly evolves into a captivating show about a messed up cryptic game of cat and mouse. But sadly, it has been largely overshadowed by other shows like Spy Family, Love is War Season 4, and the second season of The Falling of the Shield Hero. Yep. And I mean, if the comparisons to the likes of Re:Zero aren't enough to get you interested in the show and get you to give this anime a watch, then here, let me try to persuade you a little bit further here. Yep. I'm sold. This anime has everything we could ever ask for, folks. This is gonna be anime of the year, y'all. I am calling it right now. Hello, culture people of the internet. Pointless Purpose here, being your weekly supply of anime degeneracy and sitting inside the average Discord moderator's basement for some godforsaken reason. First of all, I want to clear the room and clarify that I'll spoil as little as possible when it comes to the plot of Summertime Render in this video, and be as ambiguous as possible, because I firmly believe that this show is much more enjoyable and captivating a watch if you go into it relatively blind, so that you can get the full experience, and so that you can really see what this show has got to offer its audience. This show does a great job at setting up its plot points and has some really alluring world building. You're never bored while watching Summertime Render. There's always something going on in the show, even in the so-called down times in the show. You're always on the edge of your seat, wondering what's gonna happen next while watching Summertime Render. The show has mastered how to keep the audience's attention, and it shows. I mean, it sure as hell has got my attention right now. My god. Wait a minute. Aw, fuck. FBI, open up! Summertime Render knows just how to make you keep coming back for more without getting stale and boring, or too ambitious and out there. Its plot and multiple mysteries are always evolving to keep you and the audience engaged in the show. But that's far from all Summertime Render has got going for it. Summertime Render has excellent directing that constantly gives off an odd feeling, like something is wrong and that nothing ever seems real or quite right. The things and people around you all feel phony and fabricated, and you as the viewer never know who or what you can trust, and who is a fraud or an imposter. No! Get out of here! We as the viewers never know who is waiting to betray our main cast. You can never relax because even the characters you think you can trust might not be who they seem to be. Everyone is a suspect until proven otherwise. Even the other members of the main cast can't be ruled out of suspicion without clear proof, which is one of this show's main selling points. The constant feeling of paranoia that keeps you on the edge of your seat constantly, and a cryptic, deep and dark plotline. The show's sense of paranoia is also beautifully and exceptionally amplified by some of the best sound design I have ever heard in any show in a very long time. That really just adds the extra edge to the feeling of uneasiness the show has got going for it. And Summertime Renderer also has a really good OST that amplifies the plot ambience and tension. Even though it is used very sparingly, it adds so much flavor and atmosphere to the scenes it is used in. Now, I won't show you any of this, because as I mentioned, I believe that this show is much more enjoyable if you watch it close to blind, with as little background knowledge as possible. So if you want to experience this yourself, then watch the goddamn show. It is really good. You will not regret it, I promise. Summertime Render also has some really good action sequences when they do pop up on the rare occasion, where Studio OLM shows that Summertime Renderer still is a shonen anime, and that it can have some pretty darn good action sequences, even though they aren't the main selling point of the show. And hey, on top of that, the show also has some pretty goddamn spot on humor too.
今から踏み込んだらええわいしょ。銃もあるしよ。
こんな静かな夜に発砲したらめっちゃ音響くやないですか。ここはアメリカとちゃうんですから。
Ah yes, that's a classic. Summertime Render does an immaculate job at giving you just enough clues to let you know what's going on in the storyline, and so that you can keep up with the pace of the developments in the plots. But at the same time, it does not give you enough clues to make the plot boring and predictable. It walks the very fine line between giving you too much information and too little information, and it does it perfectly. It gives you just the right amount of information so that it constantly keeps you guessing about what's gonna happen next, which is a thing many other shows and anime have tried to emulate in the past, but haven't done anywhere near as well as Summertime Render, in my opinion. Summertime Render has found the perfect middle ground, where you know just enough to make you feel like you know what's going on, while you still don't see the bigger picture of the plot. Summertime Render also goes really hard on dynamic camera work and alternative visual storytelling. I mean, look at this dynamic camera work. Now this is worth an Oscar, if you ask me.
I've never seen a woman.
Summertime Render also leaves subtle hints and foreshadowing early on in the show that rewards paying attention to what happens on screen. And it also leaves subtle hints to the plot in characters' dialogue and throwaway lines, which just shows that they went the extra mile making the show feel truly deep and real. Summertime Render's horror and sense of suspense are extremely good, and the show is very good at keeping you on the top of your toes in anticipation. It doesn't really go for cheap jump scares or shock value, or that kind of horror that has gotten really popular over the last few years, with stuff like FNAF and other horror titles and games. Summertime uses more existential, blood-curdling horror that grows over time, that really tries to make you feel dread for the characters and their predicament that grows more and more hopeless and futile over time. And Summertime Render is really good at showing its unique sense of horror with the animation and sound design that amplifies the terror in the show. I mean, look at this. Look at the animation style and how it changes. They really just went the extra mile here. I also have to clarify that Summertime Renderer is fucking breathtaking. I mean, look at this. It's goddamn beautiful. The animation in Summertime Renderer is the main attraction of the show, but it's absolutely nothing to scoff at. They knocked it out of the park with some of these shots. They are absolutely breathtaking. I mean, can you blame me for thinking so? And the animation in Summertime Renderer also has a lot of variety to it. They have used multiple animation styles in the series to amplify the feeling and emotions they're trying to bring out of the audience. I just can't praise the show enough. It is one of the biggest surprise hits of this anime season for me. The animation isn't the biggest selling point of this anime, but goddamn, I would be a liar if I said it wasn't really goddamn good. I can't stress enough how excited I am to see how the plot of Summertime Renderer develops over time, and what it does with all the plot points it has been teasing so far. I love this show to bits, and I just hope they can stick the landing with a good ending and make this show something truly remarkable. Summertime Renderer is an amazing new mystery show with absolutely exceptional visuals, with one of the most interesting plots I have seen in a very long time, alongside a captivating form of storytelling that has absolutely caught my attention, and many others too. Well folks, that is all I had for today. I have been Pointless Purpose. Remember to stay hydrated and love yourself. Feel free to leave me some constructive criticism in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye bye!